get in because we're going to start swinging from the beginning. Okay, let's see. Let me turn that off for a second. Why does it not work after you? That's so weird. Okay. Let me know when somebody comes in if y'all can see me. I'm just waiting on people to come into the chat. Soon as somebody comes in, we're going to start out banging. Just waiting on somebody. Make a comment. Let me know that if you can see video. I'm checking something because it doesn't seem to be working on my end. I need to make sure that you can hear and see because I need to start off with some audio and video for you. Hello. Hey, Sadie. Hey, Matthew. Cunningham. Can you guys see? Let me know if you have video. Can you see the screen I'm showing right now? If you can, just type C in the chat for me, please. The letter C or the word C. Spelled any way you want to. Okay. Now, Matthew, it's now I have till Friday to find somewhere to park. But positive note, the brakes are doing better. I need to get 2 more things of the fluid in there. It was completely the lines and everything, and we had an air pocket that had it bled out, had to bleed the air out. But anyway, hopefully Monday or Tuesday I will be getting a job. I have interviews lined up again this week. It's, it's Christmas. And I really just wanted to have somewhere to park and not worry through Christmas. Just spend with Jeremiah. And I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't going to talk about it. I have been researching. I have a whole lot of stuff to show. And I'm going to, I got about an hour and a half. And I have to leave and get gas with what I have. And I just pray the brakes will do me until I can get enough to buy the fluid. It's a hard decision to make, but at least I have the ability to do one. That's the positive note. You see, I'm trying to think as positive as I possibly can right now. I have the ability to heat. I've got 3 of the lamp oil lanterns, and I've got a bottle and a half left of lamp oil. And with all 3 of them, it really makes a difference. It's very much better than running the car, all night. It just takes, what I do is when I get parked, as soon as I get the window tarp covered, uh, turn on the heat, let it run because the engine's already warm. Get it good and warm. Seal everything off as much as I can. You gotta have ventilation. Light all 3 oil lanterns. Once I get the level of heat that I want, from the car running, they will sustain it pretty much throughout the night. And it's a lot safer than burning the cans for an open flame. Time is killed. And I was promised very first I had to worry about it, and Now I got till Friday. I literally was texted today and I didn't have nowhere to park, period, ever. And I begged to get till Friday. It is of the devil, though. Y'all give me a second. Let me get composed. Um, I'm gonna play this audio. Let me know right quick if this works. This is supposed to give you uh, the view of my screensaver thing, but the picture of me with the black background. Does it change it? Well, if y'all do, let me know though if that changed the background. I will play this video and go play my nose. I wanna be positive. I'm trying really hard. I wasn't gonna talk about it because I don't want people saying that I'm just on here to ask for some. I'm not trying to do that. I wasn't gonna talk about me or the. I really I worked hard to get some information and some videos and stuff and audios together for y'all to paint a big picture because I think it's really important. And I think the actual goal and agenda that they have behind this, we need to see and be prepared. And I feel that I prayed on it. That's why I'm just now coming forward. I've been trying to use discernment and not speak on this until I got the answers I needed from the Lord. And it took time. Sometimes he doesn't move at our pace, he moves at his pace, and he's going to give it to us when he's ready. Okay. Can y'all tell me, do you see still the picture on the screen of the video? I kind of need to hurry, y'all. When you're really crying, you get that gross stuff appearing. I need a second. And I want to leave y'all with something. I'm trying to make sure you have audio and video and you're able to hear. So can somebody tell me, do you see the same screen? Did anything change? If nothing changed, just say nothing changed or it's the same. Okay, that's what I thought because it's saying it's black screen. Okay, y'all, I'm just going to play this for me. I'm sorry for what you have to see. I'm going to do the best I can. I want to make sure you.
What I started seeing come across got more familiar once I saw a picture of somebody in a ponytail with those eyes. That was that person. They were there. And yeah, the head of security there, he was one of the people walking out with the congressman. Now, how would I know that? I just have a gift for recognizing people. And yeah, maybe it's not him. Maybe he has doppelganger, but somebody with the same mannerisms, the stick in his neck, face, the waxy look on his face, hand gestures, shoulder shrug, gait, approximate height, haircut, definitely walked past me. And
you had to put it at a percentage that you were looking at Brian Harple. Maybe he's got a brother in the military, who knows, right? Maybe he does have a doppelganger, he's got a twin brother, who knows? And I want to be clear, I can confirm on this podcast live every step of your story in terms of where you went, what time you were there, that there was this big meeting that happened. I confirmed the location of the people that are on Fort Huachuca currently. I can confirm everything with metadata. I obviously can't confirm.
Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm trying to read y'all's comments. I apologize. Couple things I need to say. First, I have to talk in between other person's content. This is a clip from the Jimmy Dore show, but he doesn't own it. It's actually a clip he took from Candace Owens' podcast. This is a guy named Mitch claiming that he's former military and the tunnels that were exposed around 35 years ago now And the math part I'm having is how old he looks now, how old he would have to have been in the military, and how old because there was a 35-year NDA and stuff. And, I'm open to everything. And I'm going to tell you, this perfectly plays into what I think. And I'm just going to lay it out here, okay? I want to give y'all options and get y'all to weigh in, but the comments, so I'm just going to keep it real. And I need to fast because I feel like my channel, that's why the first part got took down. I've tried to wait. I hope far enough in that it's okay for me to talk about this now without getting hit again. Listen, somebody took down what I was saying. Apparently, I might have some, I don't know, God, whatever. But anyway, when I watched that TPUSA show, the one where they had clips of Charlie introducing Erica, and I'm going to refrain from using full names and saying certain words. You guys are going to have to accept that. That's why I'm saying we can go to Patreon and I can lay it out. But I can't here. You see. I mean, it's not me making this up. I'm not paranoid. It happened. But if you don't know, go back to part 1. Something happened. You guys kept seeing stuff in a loop. It was telling me there was only 3 people keyed in. The Wi-Fi was connected. Everything was working. All other devices was working fine. It took me 45 minutes to even get to do that live stream. This one was hard for it to connect for some reason. I don't know. Maybe YouTube is having an issue that I don't know about. That's entirely possible. It happens more than you would think. And since they're owned by Google, remember that part. Since they're owned by them, if that entity is having an issue, it also passes it right on down. So let me say, as public service announcement, this broadcast is Nita's world. It is Nita's thoughts and opinions. If it is a fact, it will be implicitly stated that it's a fact. Any other statements made during this broadcast and any other on this network are Nita's thoughts and opinions as protected under the First Amendment right. That's it. I'm not presenting them as facts. I'm presenting what's out there. I want people to digest it. I want them to give their opinions. I give my opinions. You never know. Together, we may come up with something totally different than what we were believing walking through the door. I'm open. I think there is so many. Here's my thought process. For some reason, this one feels open-ended, unfinished, just kind of like Pennsylvania. I don't want to get too, but it just feels there's a missing piece. And I don't, based on certain things that occurred that day, and I'm talking about the guy who's been in so many different PSYOP type events, being involved, jumping up and down, dropping your britches and saying you did it is being involved. I'm sorry. How did you even know what was did? See, this is the part that people aren't asking. This is the question I'm not hearing asked or answered. At the point that he's up screaming he did and dropping trowel, 90% of the people are better out there didn't even know what he was saying he did, y'all. Let that marinate for a second. How did he know what he was taking credit for doing? I mean, yes, he's been at several events, so he might have an edge on us on that. You heard a pew, but how did you know who got shot? How did you not know that there wasn't a couple across on the other side of the stage, right next to the stage, right in front of it, that was arguing, and he took out one and popped wifey off? How did you know who got pew-pewed? There's all that many people there. How did you know quick enough that it's simultaneous to it happening? Quick enough that they come over to you looking for the pew-pew and think you did it. To the point that Cash Patel, the FBI director, got out and said, we got him. Let's not forget that. You get me? It was quick enough and in the right order to be immediately believed and taken as fact and an announcement to the world made by the leader of the pack. How that quickly was there an assessment and him being able to take it in? You got to understand, he's got before Charlie's driving away. That quickly. How? There's so many things. Let's think. If we believe this story, my questions about the book, the book about the unaliving on the Utah campus during the speech, that book that was for sale on Amazon the day before, where somebody screwed up and it got took down real quick. That book, the searches involving the surgeons, the ME, the LE, the drivers for the ambulances and everything. All those searches that showed when they happened, which fit the timeline almost precisely the days that stuff was scheduled and announced. Now, I'm not saying who did what. I'm not blaming the country. I'm not even not blaming the individual that's being accused. Understand that. 2 things, 3 things, 5 things can be true at once, right? If they're not contradictory to one another, multiple things can be true at one time. Just saying. Multiple things can be true at one time. Think about it. It can be possible that this small group inside the house talking to each other, the 4 to 6 people that were present, could be possible that small group had a gripe, ended up going on this game or this app, Discord-like, and meeting others that had the same gripes and problems, right? And planning this situation. None of them really believing it was actually going to come to fruition. And during that planning and talking about it online, others were brought into the plan. Others were probably lurking and watching. Don't we know? Every live stream that somebody does, everything that goes viral or non-viral, whatever, for every one person that makes a comment, there's 8 watching that don't. That's statistics. So when you put it in that kind of perspective, and the numbers of views and things, I mean, we're talking into the multiple millions for videos. The possibilities are endless, right? That guarantees that there's somebody with a beef watching, and there's somebody in LE also lurking and watching every video or every word that's said, are probably at 100%, 99.999 at something. I mean, come on. I would guarantee it. And you got to know, listen, if the security is doing their job as I see the security should be for somebody like that, Charlie Kirk, that has a big social media presence, they're going to be monitoring all social media that's associated with him. I mean, we're not just talking about Facebook and stuff, we're emails, things even more private, even text and WhatsApp and stuff, and your DMs on all, your Instagram. You're not just looking at the public, they're going to be looking at the private too. I say that because at some point in time, we're going to find there's going to be an indication of something somewhere. There's always a paper trail, whether it's a digital paper trail or not. Okay, I want to play some more of this conversation. Let y'all finish hearing this right quick. I'll have to stop periodically, but it's not that long. Then we're going to look at a couple videos, and I've got a list of my thoughts on this and why I think that. I think that Tyler Robinson actually did go there that day with the intent of unaliving Charlie Kirk. I 100% do. I think he might even think he did it. I know y'all might be shocked by that and think that I've been going somewhere else with it this whole time, but I have not. I just personally I don't think it was just him. Like I just said, I think there's a group of friends, whether they are in-person friends or online friends. I think there's a group of friends that all talked about this together. Kind of like if we were all joking about we were going to plan a trip together to go to Niagara Falls, and every one of us is going to get in a barrel and ride down together in one barrel. We all know that's not going to happen. But we have fun just joking about it and talking about it. It's, a running theme in our conversations or whatever. I feel it was something like that. Maybe out of the 35 people, there was like 7 or 8 that took it real serious. You understand what I mean? Somebody let me know you guys can still hear me, please. Because I really don't have a lot of time, and I'm enjoying spending this time with you guys that I have left sitting in heat, inside walls and doors, and safety. I'm scared a little bit. Somebody just let me know you're there, please. I'm going to start the audio. I do, what was the doggy doing? Bobo's napping. I do have my do not disturb. So I don't know if that's affecting stuff or not. Can somebody just let me know y'all were there? Am I going to have to do this in multiple segments? Are they going to keep hitting my channel? Thank you, Carrie. All right, I'm going to play the rest of this audio. It's not much left to do.
That you saw who you say you saw. If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw Brian Harpole, what percentage would you put it at?
95.
95%.
95 to 99. I mean, when I saw him, on the interview with his face and gestures, with that photo, it struck me in my gut.
They're showing a photo from where Brian Harpo was on the Sean Ryan show doing the questioning session, and that's who he's identifying and seeing that day. Okay, let's go back and finish it real quick.
I blew it off until there was.
Also, I do have everything. It is sped up to 1.5 times, and stopping it periodically. That's all in fair use because I am changing the content. It looks different and it sounds different. I probably have a different message that I'm trying to convey. And that's why I'm not using all this. You can go to the Jimmy Dore show or the Candace Owens to get the full context of this if you would like. The links will be posted in the description after the end of the live stream. And I am giving full credit
some other pictures that came up with other people.
What other people? Other pictures?
If you want me to say it, there's a picture of Erica Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person, Matt.
Understand, I want to make this clear. I in no way am saying that she plotted to do anything of harm to Charlie. I don't even know that the best thing would have been for her not to know anything, because I think the part that's striking everybody so creepy and odd can be attributed to the fact that I think he might be in Witzek. That was the whole meet me in Valhalla, and I'm going to explain that. I've got some info. Stay with me.
Some matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby, and that man, he was present at that meeting the next morning.
If you had to put it at a percentage.
So just to recap, because I think I misspoke at the top of this, the guy that he saw in the Candlewoods Hotel, which is the military hotel at the Fort Huachuca.
Here's how to get high when you're not 22 anymore. Let's be real. The days of sketchy dealers and mystery are over. You have a mortgage now. You actually
Was not Brian Harpole, the head of his security. It was another guy who he said looked like special forces, but that guy was with Erica, and they got into a government SUV and drove away. And that's who he. And then he saw that same guy who was with Erica at that meeting, and Brian Harpole, the head of Charlie Security, also at that high level meeting the next day. And then they interrogated him for 7 hours. So, and what's the likelihood that what percentage are you certain that it was Erica and Brian Harpole?
That you saw that the girl in the ponytail matches the description of Erica Kirk. What percentage would you put that at?
He actually says 95 to 99 both times. I don't know how I feel about that. I would like to get y'all's thoughts in the comment section on how y'all feel about that. And what kind of feelings do you get about this guy? Here's a picture, a still shot. This is the dude that's telling this to Candace Owens on the Jimmy Dore show. This is the guy. When they found the cartel tunnels to Mexico, and this is true, there is legitimate history stories available on the interweb about this military finding it, stumbling on them, type thing. His career was in shambles because, as he describes it, on the Mexico side of the border where the walls, went to or came from, however you want to, tunnels, whatever, there was like colonels and captains with cartel leaders, pictures hanging on the walls and such. And those very individuals pretty much ended his career. He's got a podcast, I'm sure, and a long story. After a 35-year NDA that has now expired, and that's why he's talking. Now, that's the story, pretty much, in a nutshell. I'm not going into deep details. I said I'll link you to Candace Owens. She has all about his book and his video, whatever he's got coming out. She has all his info linked there. I just, how you get people's aura and feelings? I don't know. There's something about him. Let me say this real quick before we finish, because I want you to hear with this mindset. Maybe it'll help my point. Let's say this is a psyop, just for shits and giggles, right? What is their goal? Their goal is to get a third party into the system that's going to end up being our last and controlling party. It's going to be plugging at the one thing they can get at that is hard to control. It's plugging at that heartstrings. It's plugging at that anger. It's plugging at that emotion. And it's right on time. They called for it. I remember hearing Elon Musk talk about he was going to start the third party, remember? That's what got the whole first fight between him and Trump jumped off, as I recall. Now, I may be wrong on that part, but I know he was talking about starting the third party. to do that, there has to be certain amendments made to our Constitution. Once we allow for one thing to touch that Constitution, it's a wrap for everything. It's a wrap for your Fourth Amendment to bear arms. It's a wrap for your First Amendment for free speech. Once we allow, we the people have this. We have this one. We have to show our butts and stomp our feet and write everybody and ring their phones off the hook. Put a sign on our front door. We do it in mass. It's a wrap. That has been proven. Without bloodshed. Let me say that. That's important. We can use our voices peacefully. Peacefully. 1, 10, they can do something. When we get in the tens of millions, they have to listen to us. Fact. And I think we need to know, I feel in my soul that this third party, they've been trying to get a woman in power. I don't know why. I'm a woman. It would have been glorious. They've been trying since Hillary, and it's not happening. Why? But what more perfect than apple pies, baseball, God and gospel, grieving widow of a martyr for the movement? Hello? Am I the only person that can see this? Do I sound insane? Well, let me let you finish this call, and then I'm going to give you a list that backs up my feelings and why. It's going to be real short and sweet to the point, and we're almost done with this. Let
Those
me
are
know
very
that
high.
y'all are here.
That's 95, 99%. I can't imagine somebody else.
So there you go. So what in the hell was Erica Kirk doing with that special forces guy driving away in a government car? What the heck was Brian Harpole, the head, who we now know is a confirmed liar, and lying about the assassination? What happened? What the heck were they all doing there? What in the heck were they? So this is super sus. Super.
Okay.
And
That's it. That's it for that. Now I want to read this list. And then I'm going to finish out talking about Charlie Kirk. I got one video we're going to watch. And I'm going to end this live stream. I'm going to put the gas in. I'm going to get parked for the night. I can't get people to talk to me about it. I really need to know if y'all want me to do Patreon and just let it all out and show y'all everything I have in one live stream on Patreon on Summer's case, where they can't shut me up. I don't know what to do. If you're not in the live and able to comment, I don't know what's going on. I'm really being suppressed here. We have 8 people in the live. And this is not normal. I'm not sure what to think, but I want to get this out. So here goes the list, and then we're going to watch Together Jesse on Fire. And it's about the roommate and why I say that I just don't believe that it was just Tyler. At the very minimal, I think there was help. I think that it was seen what he was planning, what this group was planning, and persons saw and heard and didn't stop because they used it to their advantage. They had been maybe wanting, not necessarily with Charlie Kirk, but they wanted something that would have the effect of his unaliving. They wanted something that would have that effect on people. I'm not saying people from here. I'm not saying people politically affiliated. I am saying people with financial means. You don't have Patreon? Okay, good to know. You're the one person that's let me know something. Thank you, Carrie. Okay, let me read this. I want to read out to y'all just my thoughts. This is all opinion by me. And what? basically, why I have my opinion. I said these are things that make me think that CK, for some reason or another, faked his unaliving. And I do believe that. I have come to believe that he may be in WITSEC. And I think it has to do with money laundering and financials, you guys. I really do. Y'all remember they got Al Capone on taxes, bruh. Why would there be a fourth shell company set up in the TP USA umbrella that Charlie didn't know about? And I cannot remember. I've got it right down here and I'll find it. But it's a guy, I think his name is Tyler, really coincidentally, who was over that company. He was like the COO of the company, or CO. He was the chief operating, and like he did everything. There wasn't a mix up, you know. And what happened was this company got donations. Okay, let's say they got, allegedly, in my opinion, this is my understanding and my opinion of it. There's 3 TPUSA things that Charlie knows about, okay? I forget. See, I don't even know enough. I never watched Charlie Kirk before this. I don't have a biased attachment to him. I need to tell you people that. I didn't really know who this guy was until after the Pew Pew incident in Utah. So let me say that. He's not somebody I followed. He's not someone I watched and knew. I'd never heard of his wife or him ever. And so I'm really as unbiased as you can get on that, because I didn't have a bias towards him thinking he was a good or bad person, because I didn't even know him, you know? That's where I'm coming from there. So my understanding is there's three companies under their umbrella, you know, under TPUSA. There's 3 corporations that Charlie knows about. Now I have looked. There's several people that's went over the books. One claimed to be a forensic accountant with some greasy hair, glasses. I saw him on Dee Dee's got a podcast. He's not up on his shit. If you really read, and I can find a video, I'll have to dig and I can bring it up and play it, but I can find a video where it explains it very simply. But long story short, the boxes that he's showing that are filled in on each of the 3 forms for those companies, if you read, it's total in this specific type category. One is like gifts and stuff, like where if you got a purse, a briefcase, a dinner out, you would put it under that. Another one is basically items that total dollars from these companies you work for. Anyway, it's all total from all 3 companies. So he's making a third of what the guy's trying to say he's making. Not saying I approve or disapprove, none of that, just making it clear. Wolves of Wall Street did really good breakdown on it. And they honestly have the background, the knowledge, and the ability to do it the best. I'm just going to keep it a band. And that, to me, is based on educational and career background for those guys. CPAs all the way, you feel me? What I will say is my understanding of what's going on is this Tyler Boyingson or something like that's how you say his name. He set up this 4th company. Financially, and based on documents submitted to the IRS, it doesn't appear that this company did a whole lot. They just had, in the 2 years' time that the financials were available, it seems that they collected donations from, say, 4 donors both times. They took those donations minus the salary for him and ghost employees, because how can you be taking a salary for X amount, but where on the paperwork you turned into the IRS, where's this number of employees you put 0, bruh? You did. Anyway, take that salary out, and then that money is directly to TPUSA. So my question is, why did those donors have to donate through Tyler or Taylor, whatever his name was? Why did they have to donate through that fourth company that was an unnecessary company to get their money taken by TPUSA? And I guess that's a question for the dude that set it up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know. But I mean, is that not an interesting question, you guys? I find that fascinating. Okay, let me go over some of my stuff. I'm getting ready to take a skip out of here. Y'all pray for me right now. Today, my back and hands has been swole. Bad. Okay, so now, here's my list. I'm going to continue to read them right quick, and then we're going to watch the video. Cash Patel, Valhalla comment. There is a WIT-SEC protected safe house in Valhalla. It is the Danish house. It is part of WIT-SEC, FBI. It is the first standalone in New Zealand. In case y'all didn't know that. That's something that really, I had suspicions, but certain things happened, and it's like not just a red flag that smacks you upside your head. Can y'all let me know? Somebody make a comment. I don't care what you write, just something, so I know you guys are there. Next, the video that she had taped to put up. See, this shit irks me too. She all the time, when you ask her where he's buried, she tells the responses, can we have something? Can we have... Listen, honey, we ain't asked you for all this. Please tell me what the public has asked her for that she's given us media-wise. Did we ask her to go on a tour for Charlie's book that came out after he passed? No, ma'am, we did not. I didn't ask for it. I can't speak for y'all. Let me know in the chat. I didn't ask for this big shindig that they just put on where the clips of Charlie brought her out on stage. I didn't ask for that. Did y'all ask for that? Okay, just checking. Asking for a friend, because I sure wasn't there. I didn't ask for Good Morning America. I asked for the Candace Owens. I did. I asked for her to meet Candace. I did. I so did. I'm guilty of that one. Sure did. I said, please let these two women talk, and don't even put it online, because then it's going to look like that it's a setup to get more views during the season where less views is around to vote for here on the YouTube streets. Y'all know that? They going viral on the daily during the time period where it is well known across the YouTube sphere that views are down from after Halloween until about Valentine's. Sometimes there's a peak up there at New Year's. Absolutely. Just interesting fact. Please, somebody let me know if y'all can hear me. Please, God. Can y'all hear me? Somebody please make a comment. I want to make sure that that comment that was made that got deleted didn't get my live stream booted by YouTube. Because it looks like it's doing what it was doing before. Okay, back to reading this out. Just in case I'm still live. Okay, TPUSA's financials in 2023. Thank you, Carrie. Let me know. I think something was pre-planned. There was a type life insurance policy that was taken out for, it's about 30 mil payout altogether. But you're going to pay over $250,000 a year. But see, they only had to pay that for 2 years, so it's very profitable. Not sure who took it out. It's not been released, and we probably can never know that unless somebody comes out talking junk. And they're going to have documents to talk that junk on this one. But it's the top policy it is and how it pays out. Oh, thanks, Miss Justice. I'm glad you're back. I can't get nobody to be here with us. They all hate us tonight. Anyway, that life insurance policy lets me know, in my opinion, it just gives me another brick in the wall about this might have been pre-planned. See, I'm thinking that possibly one of those letter agencies had already reached out to said individual and was speaking to them about certain transactionals that were going on and how it appeared like somebody was washing, cleaning things up for somebody else. And being the fact you don't know about one of your, come on, guys. He didn't know about the fourth company. I still can't get over that. That part was like, whoa, how do you not know? But anyway, those financials were a shambles, and there was paperwork that until Wolves of Wall Street and other YouTubers called it out, they could say they were never late. Somehow they worked something out with the IRS, which again makes me think that somebody on the inside somewhere with some pull and authority is speaking on it. We can't ruffle these feathers right now. Stop speaking on it. I'm sorry, but that paper was fucking late. There's proof of it out there unless it's been erased like so many things have been. That's another thing. There's so much stuff that if we didn't have audio and video recordings, that after it got aired, like within 72 hours, it just disappeared. Some things, whole channels disappeared, you guys. Ain't so many people can make that kind of stuff happen. I'm sorry. Joe Blow on the street ain't making that happen. Hell, even some stars can't make that happen. Anyway, she fuzzes about all the stuff, but let me ask y'all something. Which one of y'all asked for the video that she had recorded and she posted from her social media? Let me say this with the blue check mark. Of her holding what I guess we're supposed to think Charlie's hands in the casket. I don't care what nobody say. Them didn't even look real hands. What do you mean? Y'all seen that? Did them look real to y'all? Keep it 100. But you play, you record that. We can hear you talking and what you're saying and your last words and your goodbye. And then when you're asked about, was he cremated? Was he buried? Are you going to have this here or that here? Nobody's asking you to give us an exact location. You won't even say yes or no that he was buried or not, dude. Or was he cremated or whatever. That part. Can we just have one thing? You could have had a lot of things. You gave us shit we didn't fucking ask for. And then you gonna try and gaslight us that way? There's so much of that going on. And manipulation of emotions. It's pissing me off, honestly. As someone who is a DVSA survivor, I am pissed off by that manipulation, bruh. Don't try and play with us that way. That's just cruel. And while we're talking about that, where is Charlie's mom and dad and siblings and cousins? We've not heard that they were estranged. I've not heard that. I've not seen it anywhere before bringing it up now. But where are they at? Hell, where's Erica's parents and siblings and cousins? Where are these people's family? Where are their friends? Why are none of these people? You're telling me that every single friend and family member they have None of them has a question. None of them is the wild one that thinks outside the box in the bunch. Real talk. Is it for real? I'm, seriously asking a question here for real. Somebody give me an answer. Y'all got to, none of that. And then we're talking, it's just a couple days, and you're on, it ain't what? It wasn't even 2 weeks, and she's hugging JD Vance and shit like, certain shit just don't make no sense. But, even if you're pushing it down and it's subconsciously, you can't fake the fact that you know that he's okay. Right? Ever since you've known that he's okay, we've thought you looked weird. Nobody seems to understand her actions and reactions to things. But what if it was all the role of a lifetime for her? She's an actress. Apparently not a very good one. But it's the role of a lifetime, y'all, right? Think about it. Martyrs, grieving widow, small children, goes from being the traditional stay-at-home, making bread from flour and yeast, trad mom, to the corporate CEO and what? President of the United States. I couldn't write it no better if I dreamed it up. What better puppet could I find? Oh, and on top of it, if we throw in It's America, like the picture of the perfect American family would have been her and Charlie Kirk and their dog and their kids and their, SUV or pickup truck or minivan. So now she's a widow, and the whole world saw it happen. Am I crazy? Am I the only person that can see this picture and how perfectly it paints? You not thinking through our mindsets, okay? Not thinking through my mindset. We got to think through the political writers' mindsets. The ones that dream up the convention and put all the people there, okay? You know what I'm talking about when you have the national conventions and stuff? We're talking about them. Lighting some candles. Oh. Y'all, please do pray for me. I'm really scared. I had till Friday to figure it out. I need to get as much gas in the camper as I can. And 2 more things of brake fluid. I need prayer. Then I see 2026. Hey, that's all I want to say about it. It's going to start a water slide. Okay, I want to finish reading this. We're on this page 2 anyway. Ask about his parents and his family. Oh, Miss Justice, Merry Christmas to you, my darling. I love you. I meant what I said earlier, though. I don't want anybody sending me anything that hurts them in any way, shape, or form. I really don't. I don't want anybody to do without not one whiff of something they might want to help me. I would never, ever, ever want that. I love you guys. I have my dream catcher too. Okay. I talked about the life insurance policy and the fact that and y'all, the friends that we have seen, like his co-workers and his wife, emotionally and mentally, they're all acting kind of a little weird, you know? I mean, I don't talk about nobody, but as someone who hates the grieving process and feels they barely survived, well, I'm thankful for you two to get paid early. I love you too, Miss Justice. I just want all those that I care about and love to be happy and safe. And I want, I want them to be happy and safe through this uncertain future we have. It's pretty scary for us all right now. I think for those that say what I'm talking about's not possible or would never happen, think about the assassination of Martin Luther King. And I'm not comparing the two men at all. Please don't go there with it. Don't think that, because that would never. But I'm saying the entities that planned it, JFK, Martin Luther King, the bombing of the boat that took us in to the Vietnam conflict, all of those were false flag type operations. All of those were something, even 9/11, that our government did to get action and reaction. They wanted to be able to take a certain action against another outside country entity with our approval. They wanted us to give up rights and freedoms to benefit them. And that's the truth. So what is the end game now? What do we see right in front of our faces happen? What are they trying to do? What are they trying to get at? What is the goal? If, let's just say, that what they're alluding to is true. What is the goal? What do they want? Well, in my opinion, I gave it to you already, but I'm going to say it again, guys. I think that what has recently happened has put us where everybody, to a certain extent, the majority of the American public, we'll put it that way, has lost faith in our current political system. And I don't want to talk politics, okay? These are generalizations. This is not what our political beliefs are. That's not what this is. So let's not try to take it there, you guys. I don't want to. This is saying that most of the American public is pretty well moderate. And when I say that, when our individuals are interviewed and they give their beliefs, whether they're Republican or Democrat, they're not far right or far left. If you took a 50% width and centered it, it would encompass 98% of the American population. That kind of thing. That being said, I think those that are on both sides of that spectrum, in the moderate level but are Republican or Democrat, are pretty fed up with what we've been seeing in the last 10 years. No matter which way we lean. We, in those categories, whether we lean left or we lean right, we're seeing promises broken, bent, ignored, forgotten. We are seeing, whether it was Biden or Trump in the White House, we are seeing friends and family prosper while the average citizen is scared to death about how they're going to buy a dozen eggs. Keep it a band. That's what I'm thinking. And due to that fact, the people behind the scenes with those connections and those friendships and that financial pull, I know you haven't. I know you haven't, Miss Justice. But it gives those people the avenue to help control / manipulate the options, let's say, for the American public and emotions. And whether you followed this or not, if you're doing a psyop, we looked at this with Chase Hughes in the past. No matter if it's a small or large area, when you can emotionally manipulate, you can pretty much factor where the majority of the people are going to fall and how they're going to look at it and act and react. And your goal is to get them to a certain spot with it. We're already there before we even realized it, you know. They came disenchanted, and a lot of people are just fed up with both sides. Those that used to support Ilhan Omar and Desmond Crockett on the Democratic side are fed up. You know, they're seeing on the right side, those that were supporting, they're seeing a fracture. They're seeing people who had one goal and an alignment now arguing with one another. They're fed up with it. They want politicians to stop acting like children, probably, in my opinion, to stop acting like children, to stop seeing them on every news media from C-SPAN to Fox and Friends to Stephen Colbert, you know, whoever is talking about it, whining, stamping their feet, and acting like children. I think when the government shut down and so many people were affected, they screwed up all the way across the board. Because no matter which side you're on, it just seems like that grown-ass people could sit down and come to a compromise that was for the best and for the good of the entire country. Period. You know? Oh, I'm sure you haven't, I promise. You're commenting enough though, Miss Justice. Just saying you don't know is a comment. That's all right, sister. But I'm just saying, in general, and it is more of an American problem, but if we Americans don't wake up, it is a problem. Look, if they can unite us, if we're bound and determined to come together, and they can unite us under the umbrella of God and country and blonde-haired, blue-eyed vixens that cook apple pies and look like Daisy May off the Dukes of Hazzard, if you know, you know. I mean, if they can unite us under that enough that that person gets into power, and we continue to believe in and follow right as we walk through the door that we've already stepped our toes into. Y'all know digital IDs were approved. The last subsidy check we got, I don't want to say last, I believe I was told it was the one for $1,400. Now, I might be wrong, but when the government sent out them checks, and one of those three, and I was told it was the third payment, when you signed, you agreed to the digital ID thing. That's how they slid that jam boogie in. They do, it's called pork belly. Look up the term. It's called pork belly. It was really bad the late 80s and early 90s. Up until the NAFTA days, it was really bad. And it's where they pad, like they have a bill, you know, that something like the healthcare bill was horrendous for it. Every time they tried to pass, because to get it past, this senator and this congressman and this PAC and this lobbyist added this thing to it. And it was, a limit to how much you can sue the pharmaceutical companies for if there's a malpractice suit, or a limit to how many malpractice suits that you can have in a lifetime, or whatever. Or it had usually it's something to do with agriculture and farm, and a lot of people just look over it. That's why it was pork belly, because usually it's farming and agriculture that gets added and padded. But people don't pay attention because they see it's something about pig farming. They're like, oh, well, that don't affect me, and read on. And that's what they count on. But it gets you. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Hot. Hold on. I got to put my guys on, darling. I'm so sorry. Hot damn. Okay. Hot damn. I like it. Hot damn. I like her name. Comment some more. It's Justice, it may not be your phone. I'm telling you, I'm going through it trying to get this out. I don't know why. Anyway, let me get right back to this so I can play that because I am late already. The friends or family we talked about, that there's nobody doing interviews, coming out, saying anything where they're questioning the narrative, all that. And that to me is strange within itself. I don't know about you guys, but I find it strange. I'm going to switch up to something and see if it'll help with the comments. It says all messages, so we're going to do top, and then I'm going to go back to all and see if that'll make a difference. Sometimes it will. Who knows? Anyway, the lack of blood, the weird actions from specific individuals at the time of the shooting happens. It seems that they may or may not have had some prior knowledge that something was going to occur. They might not have known exactly what, but they were ready for something, type thing. I have to go by Little Man's house, and I can't be late because he has to go to bed, school tomorrow. I think they might be out, though. If they're out, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, lack of blood. Weird actions as the shot happens. I had that down. Oh, the Amazon book. We talked about that. And the internet searches that happened. The Amazon book was posted less than 36. It was between 24 and 36 hours. And they kept saying that 33-hour thing, which I thought was weird with the book posting time. But anyway. The internet searches that took place for the different persons of particular power within, and then the statement that was made, the Superman thing that's been addressed. I just think isn't it kind of interesting that the doctor that statement's attributed to was one of the ones searched? You'd have had to know who was ready to play, in my opinion. This is all my opinion. Still bothers me about the lack of an exit wound, you guys. If you've ever shot a 30-06, and I know they're talking about frangible bullets and all, y'all, do you know the number of coincidences and oddities? I mean, it reminds me of that Lemony Snicket's movie. What is it? The Lemony Snicket's Coincidence and Oddities or something. It reminds me of that title. Because there's so many things that would have had to have effed up, went wrong, been the first time ever, all kind of stuff. It's just so much that it's just weird. In my opinion. Allegedly. I just find it strange. Okay, let's see. I've got the prior research of the hospital, the medical examiner, doctors, law enforcement, everything. And the last thing I have is that they seem to be hiding his body. I think that's so weird, especially considering, like I was saying, that she did that video where it looks like the most plastic ever hands I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry if that's him. Whoever did his makeup and stuff for that needs to get fired. They didn't get the skin tone correct. They made everything look super fake. They don't need a job. Real shit. They don't. Whoever did that does not need to continue to be employed in that field. And if I make somebody mad saying that, I apologize ahead of time, but I'm just being honest. I could have done better as a makeup artist. If y'all know what I'm talking about, I'll try to find it. I'm sure I can pull it up. Actually, I'll pull it up right now. How about that? How about we do that? Let's see. Let me close a window. I've got one video queued up, but we're going to type this in. Erica Kirk Charlie casket. Here we go. Hand in casket. It's 30 seconds. So it's a 30-second video. So just hold on as soon as I can get it queued up here. Here we go. Look that hand. Now it's been taken down. Oh, hold on. It's been taken down now. I'm trying to see if it shows anymore. Just hold on. Okay, here. Hold on. She had it on her channel, but as I understand it's been taken down. If they're still playing the music, I'm going to mute it. So you're just going to hear it silent, I guess. It's still playing the music. Yep. So I can't play that music forever. I have to take it down as it is. Y'all just tell me about the hands. That's all I want to know. Your opinion on those hands. Why are they curved like that, by the way? Nothing happened to his hands. I just want to know what everybody thinks about the hands, y'all, for real. And Miss Justice, you don't have to know anything previously to tell me what you think about the hands. I'll just say, I'm going to see if there's any more, and we're going to go on to the other video if there's not. I just want thoughts on those hands. Real stuff. If they look real, fake, or if I'm being terrible to say, whoever. Because y'all see how white this man was, okay? No, I thought they had an orange look to them. I'm trying to get a close-up, so hold on. I'm working on it. He is pasty white, like my color, milky white. And his hands, and that, to me, especially compared to hers, because she's about the same skin tone. Hold on, I think I can get a still right here. Him and her are supposed to be about the same skin tone. Now, y'all look at that. To me, that's got an orangey look, like a mannequin almost. I don't understand why they got a mint like that either. It's weird. I'm going to get a screenshot of this because I want to see something for later. Let me get a screenshot while I'm on the laptop talking to y'all. I think I can do it. Let's see. Pray that Nina can do it. Take a screenshot. Yes. Okay, did it, y'all. I want to compare it to some mannequins. But we're going to go, as soon as I can get my pointer to work here. And I'm going to play a video for y'all now. I'll do the best to hold the camera as still as I can. This is Jesse on Fire. And this is just some history on the roommate. Lance Twiggs, the Tyler Robinson roommate, the guy that was in the furry, the guy that was in the radical group, and brought Tyler in. Yeah, the original. You know what I mean? The one that seems to have given Tyler the motive. Pasty. I love that word. I love that. Okay, let's play this and let y'all see. I think I hit play.
Oh, well, they gave you this case with a bow on it to do misdirection. But if it ends up being the fact that Lance did this and not Tyler, they could not have dropped the ball more. It's all right in front of them. This name right here that you're looking at, that's Landon's screen name that he changed his avatar to on the 6th of September, 4 days before the Charlie Kirk assassination.
That is the name that the roommate changed his name to. Let me clarify for those that don't know. Tyler's roommate.
You know how they said they got kicked out of his family, right? And there was a bunch of people that are all, yeah, it was just because
This is also the roommate that he's talking about.
You know, he wasn't down with the Mormon faith. Not true. Okay? That is not why Lance got kicked out of his family. The real reason is way more damning as it relates to his potential involvement in this crime. All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back. So, Monday, starting us off with a bang, I got a bunch of updates related to the who is investigating what. Doing a lot of really good work. And I figure that,
can y'all hear that?
Candace and many others have got the international angle locked down, right? Like, they got it locked down. They got sources that I don't have, and I figure if there's a connection there that they're going to be able to prove, they're going to be the ones to do it. So I'm going the other way. And I have looking to the current official story, why it makes no sense. And let's say that there was a more, I don't know, connected to the official story reason that all of this makes no sense, and like maybe someone else that is not Tyler Robinson actually did this, but it's not it's not like a Tom Clancy novel. It's something much more simple, like, as an example, his roommate and boyfriend, furry Lance. So I have some stuff that I'm going to tell you about that I've recently learned.
Just
that
pay
is,
attention and help me
listen,
listen.
dude, what we're basically going to do is we're piling on top of what I shared last week, which was the AI evaluating Tyler versus Lance in the original suspect's photo, and out of the 6 features, it picked Lance every single time. It's like, no, this is probably Lance, not Tyler. Lance. And every single, brow line, length between nose and mouth, all that stuff, right? And in addition to that, there's a lot of other evidence that it looks like it was probably Lance who is the actual suspect and the shooter, and that's before I dropped this thermonuclear new information that I have now learned, because I have people that are, like, I got a lot of connections in Utah. I lived in Utah for a year. People don't know that. But I lived right around there for an entire year. I know a lot of people out there, and I have a lot of connections that know these people. And so I was able to kind of eat my way up the ladder to get real close, right? Real close to where I have uncovered some stuff that you're like, the
Okay, I have to pause and talk. I hope you guys are able to hear the video and what I'm saying. I know he blabbers a lot. Sorry, Jesse. I like him. I like him and his wife together better. Play with matches. Y'all will like that. I promise you. The people that watch my channel will like to watch him and his wife, and it's called Play with Matches. She's beautiful. She has a great head, warm heart, good personality. It just shines through. They have children. They believe in God. That channel's more you guys' type channel. I promise. They talk about stuff that happens from the perspective of being a mom and dad with girls. They've talked about Summer's case. They shed light on it. They shed light on the cheerleader case. Emmanuel Haro. All that's on that channel. They do that as a husband and wife. And it's not as big of a channel as this one, but you guys would like it. All right, back to the video.
The likelihood that Lance did not do this or is uninvolved is impossible. You have 2 options here. Either this is some kind of super crazy deep state, like, intelligence operation, and these guys are patsy somehow, or Lance is involved. Okay, like, there's no world where Tyler did this by himself. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. But first, what we're gonna look at is Hunter Kozak. You guys may recall Hunter Kozak, who was from the Unfuck America tour, who was the last person to ask Charlie the question. You know, he's like, hey, what about trans shooters? He, for some reason, lied to the person who was going to ask the first question about what he was going to ask. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to ask him about like trans statistics and, you know, stuff about trans in America. And then he didn't mention that he was going to be asking him something about, you know, trans shooters. And he's practicing his reaction in the crowd. Everybody's seen that, right? And here's the thing. So you guys may have heard about this. I offered him $20,000 to take a lie detector test, which he responded to. Okay, so we're going to take
Okay, real quick. The guy responded and then put him on unread. But just so y'all know, those that don't keep up with or watch, I'll tell you an update. Just in the past, I think 72 hours, the Hunter Kozak, after he did the show where he and Erica Kirk, she asked him a question or he asked her a question, I can't remember. After he did that show, 2 days later, he got in touch with Jesse. And allegedly, they're working something out. I don't know. That's just what's been alleged. There's been no confirmation, as I know of, at this point. Just thought I'd update that. Hunter Kozak, for those that don't know, is the person that asked the very last question ever to Charlie Kirk. I am not going to sit here in front to nobody. My times of doing that in life are done. I thought it was horrific that Erica Kirk and he were face to face, and the comments that she had afterward. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting choked up. This is hard for me to say, but the comments she had afterward that were like it was nothing. It just blows my mind, y'all. I can't put it in words. I'm really having a hard time with some of the stuff that has happened, that Erica and others have done since Charlie's passing. I find unfathomable. I don't get it. I can't get on board with it. I can't tell nobody I understand it. I don't. I just don't. Some of it I don't think I'll ever understand. And it's okay. It's not for me to understand. They don't owe me nothing. But those people that have donated their time and their money and prayers and hearts and beliefs, they owe them something. Those of us, at least if everything was not above board and it was pre-planned, what happened that day that we all watched and were traumatized by, they owe us something. That's my opinion. Here's back to the rest of this video to react.
We're going to take a look at that update right there. But first, I wanted to show you guys something else. Okay, here is the Unfuck America Tour website. Now, let's just go ahead and do a quick scroll through here. And he's gone. So Hunter Kozak has been removed from the, it's gone. He's been removed. He's not on the Unfuck America Tour at all anymore. Okay, he was still there as of like literally a week ago. Okay, a week ago he was there, right? Now, I've been in contact with the founder of Unfuck America, Z, who's down at the bottom. Very nice person. I don't believe with her at all.
Sorry, no.
She didn't think he would do it. I went to her first. I was like, hey, do you think that he would take money to do a polygraph? She's like, I don't want to approach him with it because he's traumatized. I'm like, okay. And you know what I said back? I said, he's not the only one who's traumatized. I'm traumatized. Every time I look at my analytics and see that 40% of my viewers have not subscribed, even though I say, hey guys, it doesn't cost money, but it's not free content. It just costs one time.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And you can watch all my content, and they just don't do it anyway. I'm traumatized. Okay? But thank you to everybody who has been liking and forwarding my content. I love you guys very, very much. I love you guys who don't subscribe also.
I wish you'd get on with it.
You know, oh yeah, he seems real traumatized when I've watched his interviews. But my boy over here, Project Constitution, he put it out on X. Okay, Staxiums is Hunter Kozak, right? And so he said right here, Jesse on Fire offers 20K cash.
I'm
you know, cash immediately if you agree to live
about this.
No.
This is gonna happen.
20K if he takes the polygraph. Okay, but I would escrow the money for sure. I would do it, right? So here's the clip that he used. This is all true, and this is before Hunter
just so you know, I'm getting you up on this because it's about to happen
Hunter Kozak's
in the next couple days.
I mean, I showed up fairly early. I was the second person to speak there.
Let's
so,
see.
You know, the first person was maybe 10 minutes, and I maybe got
if I
like
had
less
20
than a minute.
grand, what
So
I could
can you
do.
give us kind of
like while you were there, Do you, like, at what point were you doing this? Like, at what point were you?
Talk to Charlie Kirk. You can see him right here. This is the full footage. You can see that it's not the time that the shot took place. He was caught rehearsing his reaction of what he was going to do whenever he saw the event take place. Hunter has responded to these allegations. Listen to what he has to say, and I'm going to replay the video to see if it matches his description.
And the latest thing, which is, I do this bit where if someone says something really uninteresting, but says it like it's interesting, I act shocked and surprised to them. I'm like, whoa, you're telling me this for the first time? In line, the person behind me said something really stupid. I looked over to the person in front of me, was like, well, look at it. And, whoa. And suddenly that's me practicing for being surprised.
That's the first time I've actually seen him try to explain that, and it's even worse than I thought it would be. That is insane. Okay.
If the final game close, this one wins the series. Struck out with the cheap seats. Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great safety.
I'm sorry, I went to the potty.
Here, take mine.
Damn it. And of course, I dropped the phone. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to go past the commercials. Sorry. Here we go.
Let's rewatch and let's see if he looks like
He's literally not talking to anyone.
talking to somebody else with him. It seems like he's out there having a good time. He seems like he's partying. Y'all think about this in the comment section. Make sure you like and follow for more.
Wow, that crazy talk, man. Hey, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? You guys believe him? He was. That's just a thing that he does. It's a thing he does. And again,
What do y'all think?
As
Let me see if I can
Nissy
go
Social
forward a little
pointed
bit.
out,
Hold
the
on.
kid wanted to be an actor. Like this guy, dude, strap this seriously. Yes, dude. Honestly, I actually know the person who like runs the Unfuck America tour. But like, I am going to offer that kid I'm gonna go through her and be like, I will give him $20,000 cash if he takes a polygraph test on camera. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that shit right now. And I did, and I really did do that shit on camera. And she said he's traumatized.
We're watching him watch
with this
himself.
round, right?
Oh,
So,
God.
bam, and here is boom, Hunter Kozak. Yeah, obviously I do this. I do think the conspiracy crowd won't be convinced by anything. They'll point out the polygraphs aren't 100% accurate, but the 20K, I obviously do.
y'all because I'm
Who
getting ready
would
to
not do
leave
that?
right now.
Okay? He's like a college kid. Who would not take 20K? And this is hilarious too. He's like, hey,
Okay.
no one's going
Well,
to get
perfect
20K. None of them
timing.
get effed.
Okay.
None of them have a clue what went on.
I'm going to say goodbye so I can load up. Anybody that would like to donate, it would be greatly appreciated. Love and light. What'd you get, baby? You got Hello Kitty. Oh, that's a pretty dress. Is that for Christmas? Let's see. I see the kitty cat. Okay, my friend. Let me tell our other friends bye so that I can get loaded up and go. You got a little Hello Kitty. Oh, sis. Peace. Yeah, I was going to put in the gas. I had to get up there to her house before it's too late. I gotta go buy Jeremiah's too.
Oh, you?
Before he gotta go to
Y'all
bed.
back good?
No,
Everything good?
no, I got till Friday. I got till Friday, but at least I got till Friday. All right, peace, love, and light. See y'all later tonight when I get up and get set up. All right, y'all.